Friends, I would like to give you a little video on the powers of men that live here and run this world, whether it be religiously or governmentally. And I'm going to say this here. Men run religion and they also run politics. There's no difference in the two. They're both run by men. Now, let me ask you this question out of Jeremiah 10:23, where it says, I well know, O Jehovah, that to earthling man his way does not belong. It does not belong to a man who is walking even to direct his own footsteps. Now, God did not authorize his human creation to chart its own path, did he? And also, the inclination of the heart of men is bad from their youth up. Now, to go over that, this question also must be asked. When it was speaking about earthly men not to direct their own footsteps, was God just talking to only those who ran the system of governments, or was he only talking to religious people? Well, he had to be talking to both, because it said earthling man. It didn't say or differentiate on who these men were, so he was talking about mankind. Now, if we go to Psalms 146, 3 and 4, it says, Do not put your trust in nobles, nor in the son of earthling man, to whom no salvation belongs. His spirit goes out, he goes back to his ground, and that day his thoughts do perish. No matter what the ruler is, he will be part of this world that he lives in under Satan's power. Now, the question comes up, does that include those 8 gold people from Warwick, those 8 so-called channel or spirit-begotten men of God, the discreet slave, those 8 men, does that include them? When this Bible was written, and in Deuteronomy and in Psalms it brought out how men would be not to follow them, they would only ruin the earth, and God was not even letting them direct their own footsteps. Does it also include the governing body in Warwick, New York? Does it include them? If it does not include them, well, I'm wasting my time. Throw away your Bibles. Get rid of them. What good are they? It doesn't include those particular men, if you're going to disagree with me. But I think most of y'all agree with me on that. That it does include the 8 people that run the Watchtower or the Cult Tower from Warwick, New York. It includes them. They are the ones who runs the Watchtower. All thy directions and all the rules and regulations are of their approval. They are the ones that say whether you go or stay. Whatever they say is what they do. And it gets me when you have all these here conventions and all these talks about being loyal to Jehovah. Well, they don't, see, if they would put in what they really mean, okay, but they're just like the rest of these people. They go around the issue and trying to pick your pocketbook while you're not looking. For example, when they say, come back to Jehovah, they don't really mean that. They mean come back to the Kingdom Hall and start sitting in your seat like you used to. And when they say, stay loyal to Jehovah, they don't mean that. They mean stay loyal to the religious belief of the 8 men sitting there in Warwick. They substitute the word, but it's the same meaning. We know what it means. When they say come back to Jehovah, we know what it means. It means come back to the meetings. Come back to the Watchtower. This is exactly what it means, but they are scared to say that, see. They keep saying this nonsense, come back to Jehovah. No, it's not. Come back to the Kingdom Hall and start being a zombie like the rest of us are. We're all hooked into this together. Let us stay hooked together. Let us put on our pretense of love. The world all thinks we have love. Let's all keep doing the same thing. This is what they want you to do. For example, I could ask any witness a question now. What good would it do me right now, John Newsom, sitting here, what good would it do me to come back to a Kingdom Hall now? What good would it do? So, in other words, if you can't answer me, it means then that Jesus died in vain. He died in vain. There's no hope for me, because I don't come back to the Kingdom Hall and be like the rest of the zombies. Jesus died in vain for people like me. If you refuse to be a slave, if you refuse to be a zombie, then Jesus died in vain. Didn't he, friends? He died in vain. See? If there's no other choice but going back to a Kingdom Hall, he died in vain. And we all know that he did not die in vain. There was no such thing as a Kingdom Hall when he died. See? This is some junk they made up. They're trying to put themselves back in them days and try to carry on the same thing that went on then, but it don't work. It don't work. And you know, it just makes me sick to see how they run the world now. How the world corrupts people. How the world has done it. We all know that the world is wicked. We all know that. We all know that it's not godly. But let's look at the reality of things. I think this damn world has come pretty damn good. And they have tried to make a better system, or the best system they can, considering that they are men and corrupt and evil. They still have a decent world here. You can go to a hospital. You can go call a policeman. You can call a firehouse and get a fire put out. You can go to a hospital and get treated if you're sick. So don't tell me that all the world is bad. And they sit up there in Warwick and use the phones that intelligent people made. It wasn't no dummy like me who made a computer or a telephone, and the same thing that these characters use up in Warwick. They use all these modern things, don't they? You see them sitting out there with those little phony-looking carts with using a phone like this. I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing. Are they faking a police call to get someone to come there and get an agitator off their backs, or is it just to make the elders think that they're doing something? See, because you know they don't do nothing. They stand there all day. They don't sit down. They're not allowed to sit down. See, because that would look too worldly if they sat down. It would be too worldly if they sat down. So what they'll do, they'll punish the people and make them stand up all day and put on a fictitious smile. Hey, the fakest smile that a man has ever had is a Jehovah's Witness. That is a fake smile, friends. It's not real. It's like this guy in Korea. They have a gun to their damn heads if they don't smile. If they don't smile, they have a gun to their heads. The same way over there in North Korea. Them people have the same damn smile. If a man puts a gun to your head, you're gonna smile too. And these zombies, they think if they don't do what they're told by war, they won't get into the new world, the new system of things. They are brainwashed to thinking that. And to sit there with all the medicated gall, this little Mars of the governing body saying he's going to be one of the 144,000, and he'll be glad to kill the people at Armageddon. See? All the people that he knows, all the politicians, and he to make speeches like that. He'll enjoy it. I believe these people love killings. Because if you'll take notice that according to the Bible, Jehovah God has killed more people than any being in this universe. Didn't he kill 185,000 in one night with one angel? Huh? That seemed like to me someone who loves to kill. And I think they've got a little warning from what I'm hearing in one country, I believe it's Sweden, about them showing videos to people about people running at Armageddon, their Armageddon, not the real one, but theirs, where people are running and hiding, and stones are falling, buildings are falling, women are holding their children, screaming, and people jumping out of buildings, children running down the street screaming. You know, they love that stuff. They love it. They're the only damn religion in the world that glorifies killing. They glorify killing, friends. And if you don't believe they glorify killings, you give me one of their books that doesn't show some picture of Armageddon, their kind, of people running and screaming. It looks like they will wise up and quit putting that in their magazines. They love to do that, and they love killing. Say, I've got one on here, I think it's on jw.org, about Russia got them under ban. If you go there and look for that, you'll see where this guy is giving about a 10-minute talk about Armageddon. And he loves it. He's an elder. He's telling about, he says, he'll get his. He'll get his. You know, he's talking about some mob figure. He'll get his. Well, isn't that a way for a so-called righteous man to talk? He'll get his. He loves murder. That's murder, what they're talking about. It's showing the buildings of the people running, screaming, hollering, kids screaming and hollering, holding on to their parents. The ground is collapsing. You've all seen them. You've all seen them. Ain't nobody on here ain't seen them. But this is what they thrive on, killing. They thrive on that stuff. So this makes them a doomsday cult, as they've been labeled. A doomsday cult. And they tell us that they're going to be on the ones with Jesus ruling the world. Say, Jesus can't wait for Jeffrey Jackson to get there. He can't wait for the rest of those 7 zombies to get there with him so he can bring on Armageddon. Do you really believe Jesus is waiting for them? Ewart Chitty. Now that's spelt with a C. Ex-governing body known gay. or whatever he was. It was something like that category. They put him out, put him somewhere and got rid of him just to get him out of their sight. That's all. But they didn't shun him or just put him on disfellowship or nothing like that. But I know all about that. Any of y'all that been on here for a while, you've read that some darn where. Leo Greenleaf, Percy Chapman, and Ewart Chitty. And even Ray Franz was in one of the pictures there with him. Not that Ray Franz was like that. Ray Franz was first class. But these other characters was there with him in the governing body. That had to be in the 70s. When they were there with him. He was the only one standing there in that photo that was any damn good. He was the only one. And the sad part about it, as far as, now I'm speaking from me, friends, the sad part about it was he was there. That's the sad part, that he even ever believed that mess. And he did apologize there before he left this world, that he was sorry for what he was ever involved in. That's what he said. And I heard him say it, and most of y'all heard him say it too, right here on YouTube. See, but YouTube, friends, is the best thing that this world has ever had out to get rid of this damn cult tower. It's the best thing, and you ain't gonna get rid of them. You're always gonna have zombies and fools. You're always gonna have that. But damn, you can get them down to where they're to crawl instead of out there running and passing everybody. Bring them to a crawl where they can't do nothing but sit there and linger. Let them linger. Can't move. Let them linger. The money ain't coming in no more. People are wising up. This is what I want to see. Well, friends, I'm going to stop it for now. I done did all the ranting I can do now. But keep that in mind, that those zombies out there, there's 8 million of them, are following 8 men who are fallible and who makes mistakes. And they admit it now. They admit it. Well, if they admitted that, this means they ain't no better than Joel Osteen or Joyce Myers or Creflo Dollar or T.D. Jakes or Benny Hinn. They are no better than them. No better than them. They're leaders too. See? They're no better than they are, because why? Because they sin and they make mistakes just like the rest of us do. So if you make mistakes, it means then that we can't believe everything you say, not with our lives at stake. If our lives are at stake, we can't believe everything you say because you make mistakes. I wonder if any of them ever thought about that. You know, it's been brought to their attention that, hey, they make mistakes. Hey, they're not infallible. See? Well, we know that most of the Catholic people think the Pope is infallible. We know that. But that's always been their tradition. But this is something that was brought on slowly, that they finally, I think they admitted that out of guilt. And they admitted that they were not infallible because they knew time was catching up with them. And they had to do something. And that's why they did it. The big move to Warwick, and admitting that they were not, that they did make mistakes, and they were still out reaching, reaching for something. Okay, that means then they ain't no different than any other men. That's exactly what it means. So friends, thank you and good night.